This is our full height drill press. Variable speed. We can raise and lower the table. We can set depth stops. We also have a laser center indicator. On-off switch, similar to our table saw and our other tools. Pull it out to turn it on. Push it in to turn it off. Okay, the green button just shows that it has power. So pull on and turn off. Up here you can see the RPM. Currently it's at 1017. To adjust the RPM or the speed of the motor, to slow it down, we pull this lever forward. And you have to twist the knob to loosen it. And we can drop it down to about 400. This is the slowest speed that it does. If you have a very large cutter head bit, and you want to drill slowly, then you would use the 400 setting. If you have a very small head, you can speed it up to approximately 3,000 RPM. Like so. That's the fastest speed. Typically in woodworking, about 1,000 works for most things. So we like to keep it set at about 1,000. Okay, so the next item is the depth stop. Typically we'll have a router or we'll have a drill bit of some kind, or possibly a Forstner bit if we're drilling doors. If we want to stop the bit before it hits the surface of the table, we can set our stops over here. So for instance, if we wanted the drill bit to stop right there, we would lower this down like so, and then that would prevent us from going any further down. So that is our depth stop. The top collar simply tightens against the bottom one to lock it into position, so it doesn't want to move on you. We can also stop on the bottom side. If we don't want it to retract as far, we can set that bottom stop. We can raise and lower the table. There's a release. So to lower the table, we'll release this, and then with this here we can lower easily or raise. You may have to help the table up to raise it into position, and then we want to lock that clamp back down. We can extend the size of the table simply by pulling out, and there's some quick release clamps here to allow those sides to come out if we need additional support on the outsides for larger parts. If we need a precise location of the center of our drill bit, we can turn the laser on. The laser is simply this button here. And if we put a piece of wood, we can see the position of that laser. So center of the laser, very easy to use. We can also turn on a lamp if we need additional lighting. If you need to adjust your fence here, there's some nuts on the back. We can adjust the fence in or out. Lock these back down like so to get our desired position relative to the center of the bit.